Dad's code name must be Hombre. So, this must be Machete.
Number 10. The Nun from the Devils. Space Jam: A New Legacy. Space Jam 2 had always been advertised as a major crossover event, but fans could have never anticipated just how many properties would be involved.
We're done running tests on your Badger thing. It turns out his condition is irreversible. I'll never erase what I saw from my brain.
And many were surprised by some of the mature references, especially considering the fact that Pepe Le Pew had been removed from the film.
It is me! Oh, but pardonnez-moi, but permit me to introduce you myself. I am Pepe Le Pew, your lover!
There were notable nods to Game of Thrones and background appearances by characters from the equally adult Kubrick film A Clockwork Orange. The most shocking cameo, however, was also one of the most obscure. In one crowd shot, eagle-eyed fans noticed the inclusion of a nun reminiscent of the ones in the X-rated horror film The Devils. It's pretty safe to say that this reference will go over every kid's head, as well as some adults.
I can see him! He's the most beautiful man in the world!
Number 9. Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, The Incredibles. Disney fans may be familiar with the 9 old men, but we can't expect the little ones to know about them.
That was totally wicked!
They were a core group of animators who worked to create some of the company's earliest and most famous cartoon films. 2 of them were close friends, Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, who brought some of the studio's most iconic characters to our screens. Pixar's The Incredibles includes an appearance by the duo, portraying them in the film's style and giving them some very fitting lines.
See that? That's the way to do it. That's old school.
The Iron Giant, which shares a director with The Incredibles, features a similar homage, with Thomas even being referred to by name.
Go on. Tell him what you saw, Frank. You're not going to believe this.
Once you're old enough to understand these tributes, it's hard not to feel touched by them. Number 8. Jeremy Piven, Cars. On the surface, Cars is a movie about, well, cars. But there's a lot for adults in there, and we're not just talking about the risque jokes. Lightning McQueen is a big deal on the racetrack. And with a tiebreaker race for the Piston Cup on the horizon, he only expects his fame to rise. Of course, every hotshot celebrity needs a good agent.
I see all my clients' movies, come on.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was I?
You were the white guy, Richard.
You making fun of me, Ollie?
I'm not making fun of you. You tell me what you want, let's make it happen.
Who better to fulfill that role than Entourage's resident talent agent, Ari Gold? Although the character isn't named Ari in Cars, he's voiced by the same actor, Jeremy Piven.
Anyway, what a race! Huh, champ? I didn't see it, but I heard you were great.
Thanks, Harv.
He also calls himself McQueen's Mishpucha, a word meaning family in Yiddish. Richard Petty makes an appearance in the film as well, calling to mind his real-life NASCAR career.
You just gave up the Piston Cup. You know then? This grumpy old race car I know once told me something.
It's just an empty cup.
Number 7. Katie Couric, Shark Tale. In 2016, Zootopia added a fun international Easter egg to their film.
Former Mayor Dawn Bellwether is behind bars today, guilty of masterminding the savage attacks that have plagued Zootopia of late.
Depending on which country you watched in, different species acted as news co-anchors. They were also voiced by reporters recognizable to that place's residents. Over a decade earlier, Shark Tale used a similar tactic, featuring specific newscasters as its key reporter's voice. Australian viewers heard a fish voiced by journalist Tracy Grimshaw, UK viewers by Fiona Phillips, and Americans by Katie Couric. The character is even seemingly named after Kurick, with an underwater spin, Katie Current.
Oscar, Katie Current, as the first fish in history to ever take on a shark and win, tell me, does this mean you're now protector of the reef?
It's unlikely kids will have watched enough news to recognize the fish's origins, but parents should get a kick out of the appearance by the famous journalist.
Move it!
Whoa, sorry. She seems so nice on TV.
Number 6. Emily Blunt, The Muppets. A Quiet Place star Emily Blunt initially made a name for herself in the industry with the 2006 film The Devil Wears Prada. There, she played second fiddle to Anne Hathaway's Andy as both women vied for the attention of their demanding boss, Miranda Priestley. The pair worked for a major fashion magazine, with Blunt's character, Emily Charlton, longing to attend Paris Fashion Week.
Most importantly, I get to go with her to Paris for Fashion Week in the fall. I get to wear couture, I go to all the shows and all the parties, I meet all of the designers, it's divine.
In The Muppets, a similarly styled Blunt has finally made it to Paris, but is now working under the equally self-important Miss Piggy at Vogue. The character isn't named, and The Devil Wears Prada is never directly referenced, but it should be clear to any adult familiar with Blunt that the role acts as a clever nod to her earlier work.
She is the plus-size editor. She's a huge deal and extremely busy. You can't just pop in without an appointment.
Number 5. Donald Trump, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. This cameo has really changed in tone over time.
What?
When Home Alone 2 was released in 1992, Donald Trump was simply a rich businessman and media personality. He appeared on sitcoms like The Jeffersons and would later become the host of the business-based competition show The Apprentice.
I'm Donald Trump. From this desk, I built over 100 companies.
Nowadays, he's better known for his incredibly controversial tenure as the 45th President of the United States. His Home Alone 2 part was once a lighthearted cameo for adults, akin to Paris Hilton's appearance in The Cat in the Hat. Though his screen time is limited to a quick scene where he gives Kevin directions, it now carries a certain weight.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
Now, it may be the very reason certain parents avoid revisiting this family classic with their kids.
If I had my own money, I'd go on my own vacation, alone, without any of you guys, and I'd have the most fun in my whole life.
Number 4. Danny Trejo, Spy Kids franchise. Director Robert Rodriguez and actor Danny Trejo are frequent collaborative partners, with Trejo acting in several of Rodriguez's biggest films. They notably brought us From Dusk Till Dawn in 1996.
And now, for your viewing pleasure, the mistress of the macabre, the epitome of evil, the most sinister woman to ever dance on the face of this earth.
But they're not bound by genre, also working together on Rodriguez's family film Spy Kids. In the latter franchise, Trejo plays the young protagonist's uncle, who goes by the name of Machete.
Watch out for Gregorio. Take care of Gregorio. Make sure Gregorio knows right from wrong. Not anymore. Machete's not responsible for nobody but Machete.
Rodriguez's R-rated action film of the same name sees him bringing the same part to life once more. Of course, Spy Kids actually precedes Machete by almost a decade. In other words, this entry was initially technically a reference in an adult film that only kids would understand.
Si no nosotros, ¿quién?
Number 3. David Hasselhoff, the SpongeBob SquarePants Movie. Mitch Buchanan came to the rescue of a myriad of beachgoers in Baywatch, diligently fulfilling his lifeguarding duty.
You okay? Took a pretty good shot from that board out there.
It wasn't that bad. I think it scared me more than it actually hurt.
This melodramatic series made a big splash in popular culture at the time of its release. So who better than David Hasselhoff, who memorably played Buchanan on the show, to save a stranded SpongeBob and Patrick on the beach?
How will we ever get back to Bikini Bottom now?
I can take you there.
He did exactly that, coming to their aid in 2004's The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie. It's highly unlikely that any kids in the audience had seen Baywatch. Still, they went all out to make adults chuckle with the referential cameo.
Hooray for Hasselhoff! Nothing can stop us now!
Huh? Unidentified object off the hindquarters.
Hasselhoff even runs to the two cartoon pals in slow motion in the trademark Baywatch style. Number 2. Dan Akroyd as Ray Stantz, Casper. Ray Stantz has no trouble fighting ghosts in the 1984 film Ghostbusters, but he can't quite channel that same energy towards the malicious specters in Casper. Indeed, he bolts out of the haunted house, leaving Kerrigan and Paul to their own devices.
Who are you gonna call? Someone else.
In addition to this direct reference, Casper also features a short and unnerving appearance from actor Clint Eastwood.
I'm gonna kill you, your mama,
and all her bridge-playing friends.
This tradition of oddball cameos continues in Casper Meets Wendy, as actor Casper Van Dien fittingly references his role in the satirical Starship Troopers.
I gotta kill some bugs.
That's certainly an entertaining way to send parents on a trip down memory lane. Before we unveil our number one pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Will Forte, The Lego Movie. He plays Abe Lincoln in both this film and the adult animation series Clone High.
A house divided against itself would be better than this.
Abraham Lincoln!
Ice Cube, The Book of Life. He references his song It Was a Good Day as the candle maker.
And today was a good day of the dead. Oh, yay, yay!
Keanu Reeves and Snoop Dogg, The SpongeBob Movie, Sponge on the Run. The actor and rapper make this film endlessly entertaining for the adults.
I am a simple tumbleweed. Call me Sage.
Sage.
Hey, Sage. Good name. Thanks. I'm made out of sage and I am a sage.
Linda Carter, Sky High. She makes a quip referencing her Wonder Woman role.
What a waste. I can't do anything more to help you. I'm not Wonder Woman, you know.
Number 1, John Waters, Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip. If you haven't had a chance to see The Road Chip yet, this may feel like an elaborate prank.
Boys, try to show me you can handle some independence, okay?
But we assure you it is all 100% real. In this 2015 family film, Alvin is sat next to John Waters on a plane, who judges the chipmunk for noisily eating his food. Although the filmmaker is simply credited as a passenger, it's hinted that he's actually playing himself when Alvin responds to his criticism.
Well, actually, I recently flew next to the Chipettes, and they were ladies.
Hey, don't judge me. I saw pink flamingos.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Alvin of Alvin and the Chipmunks has apparently seen Waters' NC-17 exploitation film Pink Flamingos. We can only hope that the kids watching at home have not.
Hello, I'm John Waters. I hope you enjoyed my film, Pink Flamingos. I'd like to show you some scenes that were cut from the movie, footage I recently discovered in my attic.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.